Hello, everybody. What's up, guys? Good evening. This is a current event live stream. I haven't been going live so much. I've been working on additional projects. I've been coming to kind of promote my upcoming tour in Ghana, which is happening March 2024. Would love for some of you to join on that tour. If you're interested in the tour, please head over to the website where you can see our full itinerary and booking is available. And that is here at tayeahuru.com. Much love to the customers of the AfricanSuperstar.com. Those of you guys that have been shopping with us almost 4 good years. November 1st marks 4 good years that we have been in business at the AfricanSuperstar.com. Also, members only who support our platform on a monthly basis, those that are designated by the circle next to their name. Much love to those folks. If you're interested in supporting the platform monthly, you can hit the join button and get access to behind the scenes content as well as early release of music videos and things like that. And last but not least, the supporters of the African Superstar Music Project. As you can see behind me, our awards and accolades are collecting. Yes. And I attribute that obviously to those of you that have been a part of the journey, those of you that have submitted votes, those of you have streamed the music, purchased the music, watched the music video, shared the good word. All of you guys doing all of those things and above is leading to us making progress in our musical journey. So I always take a moment out to acknowledge everyone who is making this platform what it is today. I came across this very interesting TikTok and I wanted to share it with the platform. This is something that I personally get approached with often as a woman who is now, in her 40s, who does not have children. People are always asking me what my situation is, why I should just go ahead and have children. Some men are encouraging me to, have children no matter the pretenses. And I kind of want to share this story because this is something that I want to communicate to the women out there, other women that might be feeling this pressure, young women that are thinking about, family planning, or women that are eager to have families, but maybe don't have the partner. Maybe they're even thinking about, doing what is like the sperm bank or something like that to have children. So I ran across this story. I'll play the clip at the, I'll play the clip at like the 10-minute marker. Okay. Give the room an opportunity to fill up a little bit. So I ran across this TikTok, and it's a viral TikTok. And essentially this young lady has begun a new relationship with a younger man. And she has 3 children. She's a single mom. The video doesn't go into the situation between the father of her children or the potential fathers of her children, but she decides to go to her mother's house and drop off her kids. The new man that she's dating is not interested in being the stepfather. He's not interested in her kids, and she's fed up and tired of being the single parent. And she decides, hey, I'm going to just take them to their grandmother's house and let her deal with it. So I'll actually play the video again at the 10-minute marker so you guys can see a bit of it. Obviously, it's available on TikTok. It's a 4-part video, so I only got one. But I want to talk to ladies. First of all, I want to talk to the ladies who maybe are single and searching, eager to start families, want children, and all that stuff. Sometimes I'll see women talk about how they don't care if the man is around or whatever. Some women that want kids and things like that. I would encourage you to think comprehensively about what you're getting into. Other women are having serious sexual relationships with men that have not expressed commitment. Maybe men that are not interested in commitment, men that do not want to have children. I think this is a great conversation to have anyway before you were to get intimate, so that you guys are clear on the nature of the relationship, because once a pregnancy begins, it's not ideally really the time when you want to try to start figuring out how you guys are going to navigate that. I want to tell ladies that they should know. If you don't know, the burden of the responsibility always going to fall on you. For real. You know, men have options and they exercise the options a lot of times to not be in the children's lives. Unfortunately, it's very common for in those single parent situations to be a woman left with the kids or whatever. And you need to know that. In your mind, maybe you're thinking, okay, we've both come to this situation and both of us have a responsibility. True enough, both of you do, but the person who the inception of the child is the woman. Even during the pregnancy, for instance, the man can be out doing whatever he wants to do. His life is not technically changing at that period. You as a woman's going through all kind of hormones, changes, emotions, you know, maybe sickness, you know, you're feeling the baby, you're growing with the baby, all this kind of stuff. You know, immediately that pregnancy is going to have a more profound impact on you than your partner. Women need to always consider this whenever they are getting involved. You know, if you feel like your partner is not serious, if you couldn't even envision a future with this person, you know, some red flags is this person has children. Because a lot of these, you know, baby daddies, they are serial baby daddies. They have done what they're going to do to you, to many other women. Okay. And, you don't want to potentially become a victim. All this stuff is very important for you to pay attention to. What's up, ATM Tim? I see you in the building. Guys, if you're here, make sure you leave your comments. Today, I'm talking about you think you want to be a single mom. Think again. And I talk about this story, which I'm going to share at the 10-minute marker, about a young lady who, you know, is fed up of the single mom thing. We unfortunately live in a world of innumerable irresponsible men. It has crazy ramifications on our community, irresponsible men, because their actions not just affect maybe the immediate person. So let's say you're the woman that has a child. It doesn't just affect you and change your life. It impacts your kids. And then it will also reverberate into the community around them. You know, whoever may be absorbing them or spending time or interacting with them, their teachers, their peers, you know, maybe other family members. And irresponsible men, I mean, they are huge destruction to the world. And ladies, I really encourage you to identify irresponsible men and avoid them before it is too late. Yes. Also, if you have an unplanned pregnancy, for instance, something that you're not planned, you know, it arrived and you say, okay, you know what, I'm just going to roll with the punches. I made this decision with this person, whatever. Repeating that thing multiple times with multiple different people is unwise. Okay. Learning from your I'm not going to call a child a mistake. Child is a blessing. You know, a lot of people want to conceive, they have difficulties conceiving, you know, whatever. Obviously it is an extension of your family lines. There's a lot of positive things about having children. However, if you're having unplanned pregnancies, maybe you don't have the means or the will or the resources to do a great job at parenting. You should learn from that instance and not continually repeating it with multiple of these irresponsible men. Now you're saddled with a bunch of kids and their fathers are not available, and it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for you. It's a nightmare for your kids. And like I said, it's a nightmare for, you know, the village around them. Women, you know, in as much you're having this activity with the man, and again, he holds responsibility, you got to look at it as if he doesn't. Because if he decides that he doesn't want to be responsible, it's going to fall on you. And you should be looking at those situations and avoiding them. You know, I'm going to tell y'all a story after this 10-minute marker. So let me give you the story of Angel. Just a little clip. Big shout out to the African Superstar family, guys. If you are enjoying this topic, make sure you tap the screen. Make sure you can support the stream, be a part of the conversation. I'm encouraging women to think twice before becoming single moms.
And made the decision to have 3 kids. That is not my responsibility. And this is the last time you're going to do this. You're not doing it anymore. It's your responsibility, not mine. Well, it was not my plan to be no single parent. Well, it's not my plan to be a grandmother that's going to take care of somebody's 3 kids because they feel like they're not responsible anymore, that they don't want to be a mother anymore either. Well, look, I just can't. I can't do this no more. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. It's the person. I can't do it. But you're gonna have to do it. Do you understand that you're gonna have to do this? Well, I don't want to. I can't. Do you understand that I'm not gonna take care of your children? I'm not getting ready to raise 3 kids. Do you know how? You never taught me how to be a mom. You didn't tell me what to do. You didn't help me. So now it's your turn. You take your grandkids so I can live my life stress free. Okay, but the reason that I could not teach you how to be a mother, Angel, is because I was working a full-time job. That's not my problem. I cannot. I'm not. Just hear me out when I say I'm not gonna take care of your 3 kids that you had.
Okay, guys. Why is it not coming off? Okay, there we go. Okay, I hope you guys could hear that. I'm not sure if the volume was very good for you. I couldn't hear it well on this side. But essentially, the story of Angel, like I mentioned, is a young lady. She's a single mother of 3. She decided that she doesn't want the children anymore. And so she met a younger man, and this man has expressed to her he doesn't want to deal with her children, that situation. So she decided to take them over to her mother's house and abandon them, and again, you can find this story on TikTok. And so the grandmother is saying, no, you got to take responsibility. These are your kids. You can't just decide when you want to be a mother, when you don't. I didn't lay down and make these kids. I'm not taking care of them. And the sad part is they're having this discussion right in front of the children. So the children are hearing their mother basically express that she does not want them. And it's just a mess. But that's why I want to have this conversation. I believe prevention is better than cure. It's a reason why, I am in my situation because I'm like, I cannot do it. I absolutely refuse to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to have children with me, you're going to have to provide that infrastructure of a family. If you're not ready to do that, then you ain't ready to have kids with me. And, I encourage women to set this expectations up and not be swayed by maybe sweet words and empty promises and all that stuff, because having a child is a constant thing that you need to deal with. Your child needs food every day and needs care every day. For a long time, it's not even independent. You got to dress it and clean it and take it to school and, all of that. And if you don't have a partner to help you with it, I mean, even people that have partners will express parenting is so difficult. It is extremely much more difficult when you are doing it on your own. And I just hate to see these kind of situations, because obviously that's going to be traumatic to the kids. For one reason or another, in this situation, ideally, let's say the mother is struggling. Okay. The mother is struggling. Maybe she's having mental illness. Maybe she's feeling unsafe. Whatever. She can't manage the kids. Ideally, that's what their other parent is for. Hello. She should maybe be able to say, hey, can you keep the kids? I need a break. They've been living with me all these years, whatever. Or if they are a family unit, I doubt it would probably get to that point. You know, I doubt unless the lady just wants to leave her husband and her kids all in one. Why it does happen. But I think the stress of her being the single mom, then she meets, you know, she's trying to move on. She's trying to start a new, you know, future relationship. And now this guy is saying, nah, I don't want to deal with your kids. Additional problems. You know, meanwhile, God only knows where the fathers of the children are. Maybe they've moved on. They got their own lives. They got new relationships. They got additional kids. And this woman is having to bear all this responsibility. Ladies, I really encourage you to think about it, because this single parent business is huge in our community. And I think women need to be more proactive. You know, you need to assess the man that you're dealing with. So like I said before this, I want to share a story. So me personally, I was dating this guy a few months ago. And I liked the guy. He wasn't too bad. You know what I'm saying? He was a little bit on a lighter skin, which, you know, I like dark skin guys, but. And no, this is not Mr. Hot Chocolate. This is not about Mr. Hot Chocolate. This is before Mr. Hot Chocolate. Not Mr. Hot Chocolate for those of y'all that know about him. So I was dealing with this guy, and this guy was always telling me how he wanted kids, and he really wants to be a father and have a family. He has a child, but the mother of the child has moved out of Ghana, living in a different country now. Which is her home country. So she had returned to her home country, so he doesn't get much access to that child. So he's always telling me how he wants, you know, this family and blah, 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 blah. So make a long story short, one day he was telling me how he wanted me to have his kids and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I have a staunch requirement, okay? For me to give birth for you, I need to be married to you. You know, I'm going to go through all of that. That's the least you can do for me, is give me commitment, you know, simple. I grew up in a family setting with my sibling. That's what I want. That's what I expect. That's what it's going to be. I'm way too old, in my opinion, to become a single mom. I mean, there ain't no oops. It just happened. Like, no, at this stage of the game, if it happens at 40 plus, I mean, mate, come on. So anyway, so he proceeds to tell me that he's not ready to settle down, but he's ready to make babies. And I said, you know, the red flag was a waving. I said, nah, this doesn't even make sense. So, you know, basically you're saying to me, yeah, you're not, you know, I'm not prepared to make you my wife, but it's cool if you're my baby mama. And he already been there and done that. He already has one child that's out there. So I'm like, so after that, he kept calling and begging, texting. I never even seen him again. I was just like, okay, we just need to cut it, because I'm not trying to be in this situation. And ladies, that's what I'm saying. You got to beware of irresponsible men. There are so many irresponsible men. I'm serious. Please do not become a victim. And don't play with it. If you see him and you identify that he's irresponsible, protect yourself. And I'm not talking about using condoms. I'm talking about do not proceed. Okay, do not proceed. You think it's all fun and games. Maybe he's entertaining. Maybe he's sexy. Maybe he talks right. But it's going to end in tears if you ain't careful. Okay, when you see that he or she is irresponsible, you need to avoid that situation, because when the pregnancy comes, see, when you're taking on adult activities, adult responsibility is going to come with that. This all boils down to a lack of sexual discipline in our community, real talk. Because we don't want to determine what the relationship is going to be like, but we want to enjoy the fringe benefits of it. And then when the problems start coming in, then, you know, when the situations start coming in, it's a problem. So let's say, for instance, you are married to someone, okay? And you know, the baby comes, okay? Either your wife gets pregnant or your, whatever. A child in the form of a marriage is like a blessing. You know, they're excited to expand their household in most cases. But let's say you're having these kind of relationships without that commitment. You know, you guys, I mean, and I'm not saying, okay, marriages, everything's perfect in them. And I'm not saying it's the end all be all. But what I'm talking about is commitment and the understanding of how this relationship is going to work and how, if children come into the scene, how that's going to work. Okay. And ladies, you got to be vigilant. You've got to be vigilant. You know, we can sit here and play this blame game all day and say, yeah, but the men should be doing this and this. Okay, but if they don't, what are you going to do in that situation? What are you going to do? You're fooling around with this guy. Maybe the guy has 2 or 3 kids. He's never married nobody. Okay. He may or may not be taking care of the kids. Your baby's going to be number 3, number 4. What do you think is going to come out of this? What do you think is going to come out of this? Are you guys having the conversation about that, kids? Sometimes people say they want kids, but are they in a position to take care of them? Are they stable? You know, for those of you guys that are dating internationally, dating on the continent, dating foreigners and things like that, hello, sometimes they will also use children for immigration purposes. Yes. Yes. So you've got to be vigilant. What's up, Alexis? I see you in the building. Duff Fly. What's up, family? Jarena Star is here in the building. I see you guys. You've got to be vigilant. And, you know, I saw this video and I just thought to myself, you know, there's a lot to be said about the video. First of all, Angel is dead wrong, because once you have the kids, they're your responsibility. Okay. If, for instance, you were feeling that being a single mother was overwhelming, then why did you continue to have these children? And I mean, she said single mom. So there's so much to be desired. We don't know if she's divorced. We don't know if the father has passed away. But I mean, we're led to believe that the father is not on the scene, or the fathers of her children is not on the scene, because she's resorted to taking her children to her own grandmother's house, not even the paternal grandmother. She's gone to take the kids to her mom to deal with. Okay, so we can only deduce that the father's side or the father's side is not available. Okay, that's Angel's bad, number one. All right. You know, doing that in front of the children, so traumatic. Now the children know that you don't want them. And that's going to make them feel either resentful, make them scared, make them feel lonely, make them feel like something's wrong with them. Okay. The children's father are totally at fault. But again, you know, I'm talking to the ladies here because I have a lot of girlfriends, okay? I know some of you ladies, y'all don't get along with females. So sorry for you. Something might be wrong with you. I don't know. But I have a lot of girlfriends, okay? And one thing that is consistent among us all is at times we want to sugarcoat things when it comes to our men because we like them, or in many cases, it's the sex. You see what I'm saying? A lot of women tolerate men due to that. Or if he has money, it's due to the money. Some ladies don't even like the guys they're dealing with. It's just that, okay, you know, the comfort zone, the money, the sex, okay? Because men, they're irritating. You know, they're irritating. They're irritating. They're demanding. They're selfish. You know, I mean, you know, in as much we love them, it's kind of like a necessary evil. But one thing that's pretty consistent through my many girlfriends across the world, you know, ladies from the UK, ladies from America, ladies from here in Ghana, we tend to ignore the cardinal signs. A lot of times you ladies are having children with men you know are irresponsible. Yes, you are. You saw that joker from a mile away and you knew he was irresponsible. Okay? You saw his patterns, maybe. The fact that he had several other children with other women that he was either not taking care of, or he's just never made any type of commitment, never tried to settle down and make a family. You saw all this stuff and you for one reason or another, ignored it. And then maybe it's happened to you more than one time. Listen, okay, I'm being honest here. Shout outs to Teddy. What's up? Big shout outs to you. Make sure you guys, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you like the stream. I think I'll play the video again in a few minutes. For those of you guys that have just entered the room, I'm basically advising women to be careful about falling into the single mother zone. Okay. If you're already in the single mother zone and your struggle life, all right, you struggling with that 1, 2 you got, please do not compound it. Okay. Maybe you might just need to even be abstinent, because you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. After that dude told me what he told me, I lost my, mojo. I just was totally turned off, because I was just like, man, you're hooking up with these people, or you're having fun with these people, and then when the adult situation comes, they don't even know what to do. Shout outs to Mind, Body, and Soul TV. And that's the reality, ladies. You got to assess these guys that you're becoming intimate with. That's just the truth. And yes, I know sometimes you got cobwebs on that sink. It's been a while for you. You just want to feel the company of a man. You just want to experience some passion or some intimacy. But I'm telling you, look at the big picture, because a moment of pleasure, maybe an hour, 45 minutes, whatever he could do, can result in a lifetime of pain. And we need to have these conversations, because we need to start taking responsibility for the nonsense that's happening in our community. Okay, the role that we play. Ladies, we know there's a lot of irresponsible men. Yes, we do. I'm willing to even say it's probably more irresponsible men than the responsible men. There's definitely good men out there. There's responsible men. There's good fathers and all that stuff. But I think the bad ones outnumber, which means you got to be selective, which means you got to say no, which means you got to reject sometimes. Okay? You might have to look at them and say, ooh, no, this is going to be bad. I'll be baby mama number 5 or 6. Yeah, you don't want to be alone, but you don't want to also be with a stressful, draining situation. And certainly if you feel like your children, you need some support, you need some help or something with your kids, maybe you're feeling violent or you're feeling mentally unstable, there are channels for you to do that through. If maybe you don't want to continue your pregnancy or something, or you want to do adoption, there's people that are looking to have children. But I would also say that, look, a lot of our children are flooding the system. Some people that want to adopt and all that stuff in the Western world, they're going all the way to Asia and everywhere else in the world to adopt kids. They don't want to take them from America. They don't want Black children sometimes. In my opinion, the way to deal with this whole thing is prevention. Some good old sexual discipline, some good old discernment. Hello. Some good old proactiveness. Let me go ahead and play the video for those of you guys that have entered the room. Big shout out to the family. We got 15 of you. Please make sure you like the stream. If you are thinking of becoming a single mom, shout outs to my young viewers. I do have some viewers here that are 24 and below. Think again, ladies. Think again. And if you're a young man and you are eager to start your family, do it the proper way. All right? It might take a little bit more time to find someone that you actually like and you're actually compatible with. You think, oh, this girl is beautiful, we'll make a cute kid, whatever. Listen, that's not the ideology. All right. I would say if you're not ready to provide the overall infrastructure, okay, you're not really ready to make a family, then you don't want to just have your child in any old place using someone like an incubator or something like that. All right, so here is Angel's story.
And made the decision to have 3 kids. That is not my responsibility. And this is the last time you're going to do this. You're not doing it anymore. It's your responsibility, not mine.
Well, it was not my plan to be no single parent.
Well, it's not my plan to be a grandmother that's going to take care of somebody's 3 kids because they feel like they're not responsible anymore, that they don't want to be a mother anymore either.
Well, look, I just can't. I can't do this no more. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. It's the person. I can't do it.
But you're going to have
to do it.
Do you understand that you're going to have to do this?
Well, I don't want to.
I can't. Do you understand that I'm not going to take care of your children? I'm not getting ready to raise 3 kids.
Look,
do you know how?
You never taught me how to be a mom. You didn't tell me what to do. You didn't help me. So now it's your turn. You take your grandkids so I can live my life stress-free.
Okay, but the reason that I could not teach you how to be a mother, Angel, is because I was working a full-time job.
That's not my problem.
I cannot. I'm not. Just hear me out when I say I'm not gonna take care of your 3 kids that you had.
Okay, guys, I hope you could hear that, but if you could not hear that, basically that woman, the young woman in the car, has decided to take her 3 children to her mother's house because she's recently started dating a younger man, and the younger man says he can't be bothered with her kids, and she expresses she's tired of being a single mom. You know, she didn't realize it was going to be like this, and you know, she wants to take them to her mother's house and drop them off. And they proceed to have this conversation right in front of the 3 children. The children are sitting on the porch of the grandmother, you know, listening to this debate. And the whole situation is just very tragic and very pitiful. And that is why I felt like I just wanted to come again and have a chat with my community and try to potentially advise and deter some people from finding themselves in the same situation. One thing that we should do, the true mark of wisdom, is to observe people around you and the circumstances that they find themselves because of poor decision making. So one can deduce that, okay, Angel has 3 children. Okay, maybe she had one, you know, the children were shown earlier in the video. They're all different sizes, so I don't think any of them are triplets or twins. So she had, you know, 3 children on 3 separate occasions. Okay. Logic would say, hey, the one is, you're struggling with the one. Okay. After you have the one and you're struggling, there's a few options, ladies. You can become celibate. You can practice safe sex. Okay. Using condoms and all of that. You can get birth control. Hello. You can, you know, reserve yourself for a serious relationship. You know, to not find yourself in that multiple times. Now, if it's, you know, the same man, you know, he's left you stranded with the 1, 2. Do you want to carry on again? Why? You know, whose fault is that? You know, we as ladies, we have to take some responsibility for our decision making. You can't get pregnant by a man if you're not having intimacy with him, right? And if the man is showing you that he's irresponsible, why would you potentially take that risk of putting yourself in that situation? Now, because of that whole dichotomy, it's a mess, because now the woman is abandoning her kids. Her kids are going to definitely have some trauma, have some rejection, have some resentment. Okay. Her mother, the grandmother, who's just supposed to kind of be like, you know, a liaison parent, you know, there for the good times, there for the fun times, is having to be concerned about how to absorb these kids or how to take care of these kids or whatever this case may be. It's a mess. So I wanted to have this conversation. Those of you guys that watch the playback, please leave your comments below. But, ladies, think about it. If you are, again, single searching, you're dating, you're a young person, and or maybe you are in a relationship and you're kind of maybe being influenced or pressured. Society is pressuring you, your communities. Oh, when are you going to settle down? Your mom, dad, hey, when are you going to have kids? Think about it. Think about it long, hard. I've had this conversation many times with my mom as far as, the irresponsible nature of my generation and how I don't want to become like countless of my friends. Basically, when my mom calls me back from Ohio, sometimes she tells me the drama that's going on with some of my classmates from high school or, this and that. I don't want that kind of life, and I feel like, honestly, ladies, if a man is genuinely serious about you, he will not be adverse to you wanting commitment with him and you wanting a family with him. If he has good intentions for you and potentially a child, he won't mind making it official because, again, he has good intentions. The only time someone would object to something like that is when they're not interested in doing that with you or for you. They feel like you're not worth the ring. They feel like you're not worth the commitment. They give you a whole lot of excuses as to this and that. I mean, realistically, having a child is probably even more serious than getting married because you're bringing a third person into the equation and you're bringing them in kind of as a liability because you have to take care of that child for a long time before they get on their own feet and can, look after themselves. So having a child essentially is more important than even getting married. Like, so if a man's asking you to have a child for him, but he's telling you he can't provide you the infrastructure, he can't provide you that commitment, I mean, it's kind of crazy. So anyway, these are the thoughts and opinions of the one and only African superstar. Big shout outs to the family. Guys, yet again, I want to remind you that I have an upcoming tour here in Ghana, first week of March. Hosting a 7-day tour here in Ghana. We have an all-inclusive package for you. It's available here on the website. You can see the full itinerary, what we're going to be doing all 7 days. We're going to move from Accra, go to Kumasi and Cape Coast, and you get your airfare covered, your accommodation, transportation, breakfast, and lunch. You get a welcome concert from the one and only African superstar, traditional picture, and much, much more. So we would love for you to join. Mr. Huru and I have done some live streams here on the channel. You can see him. We do a episode once a week and talk about travel related, talk about our tour. So I would love it if some of you guys join us. It is a small, intimate tour, so spots are limited. So get your deposit in so that we can go ahead and secure your airfare and start preparing to welcome you here to Ghana. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.